ready? 1, 2, 3. Get it. Get it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, did we get it? Success. Okay, babe, here we are in the streets. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. So basically we've talked about parenting, you've talked about parenting in your videos. If you haven't checked out Vivi's channel, go over to her channel, Vivi and Way. She covers a lot of stuff that I don't. Maybe more of the motherly side and the kid side of things, right? But today I'm gonna talk about something that people keep asking me about because they say that actually, because me and you come from different cultures, one of the biggest problems that comes on down the line is how you parent your kids, right? It's not an absolute. Everyone parents their kids very differently. You got spoiled kids back home, you got spoiled kids in China, it's the same thing, right? But let's see what we say on this little test here. And this is not a scientific test, but I'm curious what a Chinese woman would say, because we haven't had this conversation yet, okay?
We're gonna fight.
We're gonna fight. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, question number 1. This is very precarious, by the way. We got baby down here, who's going crazy.
If she disagree and she will start yelling.
She'll start yelling. I think she's gonna like daddy. Okay, so the first scenario is your son or daughter hits another child, watch out, hits another child at soccer practice. What would you do?
Is there any options there?
Just, I'll pick the nearest option, okay? Because I want you to respond without having anything.
First, I need to figure out what's the reason. The second is like, absolutely, I need to make her to apologize to that kid first.
Okay.
And then like teach her the lessons that like you're not allowed to do that. It's not right.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask you this question. What do you think a normal Chinese person would do? Just an average Chinese person that you would know.
If that's old people, they will start to fight with you. And
they'll fight, the parents will fight.
They do have some like nice and educated parents doing the correct way when their kids beating other kids.
Right.
For example, this morning baby got beat twice.
She did, didn't she? So anyway, you wouldn't try to encourage the other kid to hit him or anything or anything like that? Okay, cool, interesting. Okay, then the second one is your son or daughter makes a big mess in their playroom, okay? What do you do if they refuse to clean it up?
I'm definitely gonna punish them.
Like, how do you do it though?
Either timeout or either, I don't know, depends on how angry I am.
I was thinking a good way, and I think what I would probably do is come up with a game. Like, so if they have to clean up all their toys and stuff, I would come up with a game to see who can clean them up faster. And then they kind of learn that it can be fun, and then mom and dad actually don't want to like be against them to do it.
I mean, like, I do know I have a really short temper. And plus, like, grow up with those, like, time that, like, my parents basically punished me by beating me up.
Right.
So, I think if I'm really angry, I mean, like, just if I'm really angry, probably I just done that thing, should do that again on purpose, or also, like, give me a weird look. And those kind, I probably would slap her hand or something.
Ooh, that's the slap in the hand.
That's the maximum I will do.
So bad.
Other than that, I would just like probably just force her to do that. If she refuses to do that, I'm really gonna just have to do something to punish her.
Okay, the next one. So your daughter, she's a teenager now, okay? She wants to watch a rated R movie, so you know, you don't know what rated R is. It means like you have to be 17 to watch it. So kind of like the naughtiest kind of movie. It's not porn or anything, but it's like, you know, you shouldn't watch it as kids, right? So, what the heck? Hold on a second. Check out the zoom. These guys were just beating each other up. And then they started hugging. Oh crap, they saw me. Rated R movie, and she wants to watch it. All of her friends have seen it, but she's only 12. Do you let her watch it?
I mean, like, if you force her not to, she's probably gonna do it more. Probably, I would choose the most minor one and watch with her and tell her that, like, okay, actually this is not okay. like just tell her like probably she shouldn't watch that. If she want to watch it with me or something.
Actually, this is one of those things that I find really interesting about China is that this in my house was a big deal. Like my parents cared more about me not watching bad stuff, like rated R movies, than me cleaning my room or staying tidy, or even about grades. Like grades were super important. But the most important was that I stayed moral, especially things about nudity and sex and stuff, especially in religious households. And I find that really interesting because in China, parents care a lot less about that kind of stuff and a lot more about grades and being tidy, like having a clean room and things like that. That tends to be more of a concern, which I thought was kind of different. Definitely a difference between, you know, religious Christian Americans versus, you know, normal Chinese people.
I mean, like, kids gonna rebel. Even like you control her, she probably gonna she probably gonna just like watch it with her friend or stuff.
Either way, right?
Control, you know?
Right.
Why don't you just like let her and choose the most minor one and like, you know?
So try to guide her decision. Okay, the next one is your kid has a tantrum. You know what a tantrum is?
No.
It's like when they just freak out. Like, so let's give it an example. Like they want to buy a toy at a store, right? And your kid's like just screaming. She's like, no, I want this toy. And you know, kids get emotional. Maybe she's not trying to be bad, but she wants her way, especially around that kind of age 2, age 3 age, right? So what do you do in that scenario? Like, I feel like most Chinese parents, to be honest, nowadays, would buy the toy for the kid to shut them up.
I won't. I just drag her away.
They'll drag her away. Will you explain to her that her behavior was wrong?
Yeah, I mean, like, because I read about a lot of books, the best thing is like when you go out, you can buy treat for her by have a good behavior.
Right.
Don't teach her like if you have a bad behavior, you get what you want.
I got you. That makes sense.
But I do know that like under a lot of circumstances, people, like a lot of parents do buy stuff for their kids while they watch.
I feel like you can't be cocky because, like, yeah, you say you would never do that, but I call BS on that because there's a lot of scenarios where you just want the situation to stop. And that's the easiest, most dismissive way to parent, right?
Yeah, so I can understand them, but I will stick with mine.
Let's say try. We'll try not to. We're not perfect parents, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, the last thing I'm going to ask you is, what do you think the goal of being a parent is? Like, what's the goal of being a parent? Parenting.
I think the goal is like just making a moral, healthy, happy kid that I don't need her to be like become the president or something, but unless she is a good person.
Right. Okay. So just making her a moral good person. You know, do you think you are trying to impress your values on her, or just she can be who she wants?
No. Everyone is like individual.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that we agreed on most of these topics. I'm going to tally up our score, okay?
Bye-bye.
The scores are in. We only differed on a couple of these answers. I didn't include all of them in the video, but basically we are called, and this is what we are called. We both got the same result. Okay?
Oh, really?
Yes. And we are called a authoritative style. Authoritative style. An authoritative parent operates on the belief that both the child and the parent have certain rights and the needs of the both are important. The parent is sure that she is in control and does not need to assert physical force. So don't hit the kid, apparently. Even though you said you would. This test is shit.
I mean, like, if I'm so angry, how, like, I'm gonna, like, you know, I don't.
You don't know how? Well, you didn't let me finish because you are the typical bully that doesn't deserve this category.
Excuse me? Okay.
You cut me off.
Here's the thing.
You cut me off. I didn't finish reading. See, this is me being authoritative. I'm kind of the boss, you know what I mean? Rather, an authoritative parent is more likely to control her child by setting rules and explaining why these rules are important and why they must be followed. What do you think? Do you agree with that? Almost. I think you were about to slap me back there. I feel like we are pretty much the same there, but I think you're more reactive than I am. I think you tend to lose your temper quite a bit faster. But that's just a personal difference.
If that's a boy, I think you would do the same thing.
Possibly. I don't think I would ever hit my daughter. she's my... We're gonna get married someday. Vivi thinks it's sick that I say that, but it's just because I don't want her to be with anybody else. I'll just keep her safe. Maybe I'll just lock her in the basement. Yeah. Anyway, So different parenting styles, I feel like has changed quite a bit here in China. We know that there's big issues here, especially when the grandparents raise children. They get away with too much or they're too spoiled. But younger parents that are actually into parenting now, I've seen a lot of improvements here.
Yeah.
Things are definitely getting better and probably more in line with Western values, to be honest, because I see a lot of people reading Chinese translations of parenting books from back home, which I think is great. I think that, you know, the more science involved, probably the better. You know what I mean?
It is.
So hopefully that'll make a big change, because you all know about the video that we did on ADV China about kind of spoiled children, little emperors. It's a big issue. And when those kids grow up, they end up either being bullies or completely useless because they have absolutely no idea how to cope with things without getting in their way. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Laowinners, thank you so much. Laowinners, and I'll catch you
The next one.
on the next one. You got it last time. Why'd you screw it up again? You did it on purpose, didn't you? Did you do it on purpose?